Everyone, we are back in World of Flowers by Johanna Basford, and I'm going to be doing this large picture. I'm not sure if it's going to be one video or two videos, but anyway, that is my aim for this video, to make a start and see how we go. We're using the Schpirerr Farben Pencils. See, I just moved my pencils while I said it, so you couldn't hear me say it wrong. And I have been looking at this picture and having a little think. I was going to do, I mean, in the sort of when I've done it before, I've done a sort of blue background, but we've got a blue here, so I can't do that now. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. I want to do a bit different. So I was thinking maybe I could do more of a jungly look and do a green background as if we're looking into jungly trees, that sort of thing. So I'm going to actually start with my background, and I'm going to use quite a pale green. Just looking at my swatch chart here, our greens. Maybe I think the apple green is rather sweet. The lemon green, see, the lime is a little bit too pale. I think I'll go for the lemon green. Okay, and we'll go from there. I'm not sure where it is. That's the lime green, maybe it's next to it. It's the apple. Hang on a minute. Apple green, lime, lemon green. Is that it there? Yeah, there it is, lemon green. It's a bit blunt. I'm going to do a sort of blunt. Now, not sure what to do at the top, because we've got a bit of background here. Got this line, almost like this is a bit of a different bordery bit up here. I'm just going to put some down and have a think. Maybe we can make that border look a little bit different. Maybe a bit darker. I'm just thinking through. I always like it when Johanna does borders on pictures. There aren't so many in this. Oh, there is. No. I'm arguing with myself now. I think the pull-out page at the back has a border. And she's done one in Worlds of Wonder with the fish putting the house as like a flowery border, things like that. And I always think that looks like a bit of washi tape on the side, which is quite interesting. And I tend to colour those darker, so maybe even with the black background. I'm not going to do black here. It's a little bit too dark for our light floral theme, but I might do it a little bit darker. So I'll have a look and a think in a minute. Now this is really difficult to colour around. I'm going to colour over it, because what I'll do then is I'll just use a colour that's darker to do those dots, and it will show up anyway. It's the only thing I'm going to colour over. The other things I'll colour around, but it's just so tricky. Same as that, but we can colour around that little one. I think there's another one there, a couple down here, but those ones are really tricky. Oh, anyway, I hope everyone's good today. I've done a lot this morning, which is good. We walked to the farmer's market. There was a road closure in place, so we decided to walk. It was lovely. I like walking. Anyway, and I find it really hard to get motivated to go out at the moment. I can make excuses for myself, and it's just too easy. So I need to get back into the habit. I find it can take a really long time, because I don't normally just go for a walk. There's a purpose, and I have to go and do something, and it takes ages. But we did manage to go for a walk up to the market and back. We were quite quick. Popped in the supermarket on the way back, just trying to figure out this. That's a gap there. Was it a bit of that? No, I think that is a gap. And there. Yeah, we popped into the supermarket quickly and got home pretty quick, did the cleaning. After unpacking, see, that's a bit of that leaf. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Put a bit of green in there though. And then I sat down for a bit, did a bit of colouring before lunch, which was nice. A picture from Lost Ocean. I'm thinking I really should finish that book next, because I've had it for so long. Lost Ocean, you know, it's such an old book of Johanna's. And yeah, it's my second copy. I have finished one, but I feel like I should have a go at it. But it's so detailed, it takes so long to do any pictures. So I did one, which was nice, and I enjoyed it, which is good, because sometimes a detailed picture can get me down a little bit. Not get me down, it's not the right word, but you know, I don't enjoy it as much as some less detailed pictures. But you know, I had fun. Oh, just kicked the desk. Hurt the desk more than me, I'm sure. So yeah, to finish that off, I cheated a bit. With Lost Ocean, I think you have to, you know, you don't fit in every section. You sort of colour things a bit more generally. So each leaf that's broke down into little bits, you just colour as one leaf. That sort of thing. Keep it easier. And did that, so that was good. And yes, I got the cleaning. Well, I actually didn't do any of the cleaning. I was ironing. And got that done. And I've been watching a bit of the Paralympics. We were watching some basketball at lunchtime. It's just like, you know, their upper body strength is so amazing. It's like their upper body strength is better than my strength for my whole body, if you know what I mean. Like, wowzers. But anyway, it was quite fun. And Team GB were playing and they were winning. That's always good. So watching a bit of that and doing the cryptic crossword with one of my boys. Likes he loves problem solving, so cryptic crosswords are just the right thing for him. So we're having a go. They're quite hard though, and sometimes it refers to things that you just don't know about. You know, you have to do a little bit of digging and research sometimes. But last week's we finished quite quickly, but I think this one's a little bit more difficult. But that's good, it'll keep us going for a bit longer. And this is in the Big Issue magazine. I don't know if any of you have it. So we did the cryptic, then I erased it and we did the quick, which we actually find harder sometimes. And then I managed to do the Sudoku, which I can never normally do, so that was a bit of a victory. So maybe it was extra easy last week. So here's our sort of background done. Now normally I do a little bit darker in the corners or the edges, but this is more of a scene, I think, than a sort of random picture. Maybe it's not, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like this, fairly even. I say fairly, it's not perfect by any stretch, but it's fine for me. I'm happy with that, but for now anyway. Now up here at the top, I was thinking maybe if I do a bit of a darker background so it looks different. So I'm going to go really dark, and I am going to go cypress tree. If I can find it, I think that's it. Nope. Is that it? No. We'll get there in a minute. Here it is. I found. No, that's eucalyptus tree. I think it's eucalyptus tree that's really dark, actually. No, cypress tree is quite dark. It doesn't look so dark. Like the pencil looks like that. I thought it's not that dark, but the end it's really dark. Just realised we might benefit from me having my light on slightly. I'm not sure. It benefit me anyway. So the background on this top section I'm doing with this. So I'm just having a look. I need to sharpen it because there's some really little bits actually. So I'm looking sort of here and in here to start with, and just make it quite dark, quite intense, this green, and just work round, gently doing each little bit. And then there's a bit there. It's quite relaxing this because it's just little sections. I find it easier doing a dark colour than a light colour because I can see it better. But that's just a personal thing. So when we were walking back from town, there's some offices we passed by, and there was some desks outside, free to anyone. You know, husband was looking at it. He say, "Oh, this could be good. This could go in your craft room that you want to have." I was like, well, actually, no. I was like, yes, I'd like a craft room with recording area, yeah. But the first thing I'd have to do is find the money to buy the new house with the space for the craft room. Secondly, if I have that sort of money, I don't want to have just a standard office desk that someone's chucking out. I want a pink desk. I thought would be really nice. So, you know, you can get like those just white desks from IKEA. I'd be happy with that, but I want a pink one. I'm trying to work out what's going on here. What is that? I'm tempted to block in that bit. I don't know if that's right, but as long as it's equal on both sides, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I thought I'd like a pink desk, not a really bright fluorescent pink or anything. Look at me who says I hate pink. A really pale baby pink, you know, sort of dusky pink. I thought that would be nice. Have all my desk, chair, shelves in that colour, and then get some fabric chintzy bunting with you know, floral pastel pattern on it, and hang it off the shelves up on the walls and things. Be nice, wouldn't it? Same on the blind or curtains, if there was a window, which I'm sort of assuming there would be. And then my son was saying, oh, lots of shelves behind you with sort of different light up boards with things on. He said that's what YouTubers do. I was like, no, probably not. I'd have like shelves behind me with my colouring stuff on, and my YouTube lamp and things like that. Yeah, that's my room. But you know, maybe one day, but certainly not in the foreseeable future, that's for sure. Got to pay for the shower work first, which hasn't finished. I probably did tell you that we thought it was all done, and now the door's leaking, so we've got to get them back in to do it. Actually, thinking about this is probably, hopefully it's done by the time this video goes out. Now what I was thinking was, if we want this bit to be totally dark, then what I'm going to do is when I colour some of these bits, I'm going to use some darker versions of the colours up here. So this, for example, I think looks like a sunflower. So actually, let's colour that in. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the espresso for the seeds part. So here is our espresso. And I'm going to do this. This is a really fine, detailed circles. I'm just going to colour over them like that. There's not much more. This side they're bigger, which I'm not sure why, but there we go. Now most of our pictures I've sort of chosen one colour and stuck with that, but for this one I don't think I'm going to. I might mix it up a bit and do lots of colours. It just seems like there's so many different types of flowers that feels like the right thing to do. So I'm going to start with my golden yellow, if I can find it. That's not it. I think this might be it, yeah. So the golden yellow, and I'm going to do these that I think look like sunflowers, so I'm going to start with this dark colour and fade it off a little bit like that. Really intensify it near to the centre. I'm going to do the scat there, exactly, not excat, exactly the same on this side, and just spread that colour out a bit. There we go. And then I am going to use the yellow. Oh, no, the hot sun, I think. I don't think I've used the hot sun yet on this page. Hot sun on here. Oh, talking of sun, it reminds me of a news article I saw today about a boy that got horribly sunburned, and his mother had put sunblock on him 4 times in 2 hours, and he still got terrible burns. And she'd bought it abroad, and she didn't know whether it was out of date or it was just not properly made one, something like that. And now I'm actually going to put yellow down here for these 3 flowers. I just feel like it would be nice to sort of do yellow at each bit, top and bottom. So I'm going to start with this hot sun. So I want these to be slightly lighter, so we're going to start with our lightest colour from there here, and then I shall finish with something else. So yes, it was interesting. So there was a sort of warning saying, you know, make sure that if you buy them, you check them by brands you know, from places you trust, and also just don't go out in the sun too long between 11 and 4. I don't know if that time is the same in all countries, but I find when you look at the temperatures and things, it's the hottest in the UK, usually between 11 and 4. I'm going to use the bumblebee. Such a cute name for a colour. And finish these off. I'm going to go over a bit of what I've done already. Just take the colour to the tip of our flowers. But yeah, I'm very, very careful in the sun, but there's no need for me to be out all the time, so I'm careful to normally think about when I'm going out and what the weather's going to be, you know, and if I can change the time so that it's sun's coming out now on my desk. If I can change the time so that it's a cooler time of the day, then I do. I try and walk in the shade, and I'm not sure if we're getting away with that, the sunshine. I'll see if it goes in. Try and walk in the shade, wear a hat, all those things. And I've always had hats for the children. I think most people do now for their children. I'm going to use the honey brown for the centres of these. It's a slightly lighter brown than the one we used up there. I'm still trying to decide whether to shut the blind or not. So it's honey brown. The sun is gone a little bit. It's not as strong as it was. Now, this sort of swirly bit up here looks like it could be a sort of leafy sort of thing going on, which I think is how I'm going to do it, because I can't think of any other way of doing it really. So I might, what do we use there? We use the cypress tree. I think I use the eucalyptus green, but I will just shut my blind because you've got such a glare. Hang on. Yeah, so eucalyptus tree. I can hear my water now. My washing's come on. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can see what I'm doing. So this is a little bit darker actually than the background, but I'm going to try and sort of fade it off towards the tip of each of these little leaf-shaped pieces like that. So I want it dark on the actual viney bit, and then a little less so on the leafy looking parts. So I'm trying to intensify it by colouring over and over a bit like that. So I need to sharpen, I think, it'll help me. So I've been following the US Open tennis as well. It's probably over by now, I don't know. And you see the 2 top male players have gone out already. Well, I don't know if they're top ranking, but they're certainly the top favourites, Alcaraz and Djokovic. So I think it's probably because of the Olympics, because the Olympics was on clay, and they both reached the finals, and now the US Open is a hard court, it's a very different surface to get used to. I think making that adjustment is not easy for everybody. Obviously most people have got the same, some people have got the same problem because they were in the Olympics too, but not everyone would have been. So I think some people who just continue to play the hard court season may have been advantaged, and they might be the ones that are knocking out the players that are expected to win, sort of thing. So it is quite interesting. We've still got 2 British men in as I speak, maybe. I haven't checked the results. I don't know what time they're playing today. But we don't get to see. That's quite light compared to those, isn't it? I might darken it a tad. I quite like it light, but those are dark. I do the vine first over here, so yeah, we don't get coverage of the, I think they get it, like on satellite channels, there are various sports channels, or you can, some of them are on cable. We don't have satellite or cable, we just have what's called Freeview, which comes down our TV aerial, I think, or I think so. And so we just watch the free channels, although we still have to pay for our television license. But that's all we get, but it's fine. It just means you don't get everything, but I haven't got time to watch TV all the time. I do enjoy it, the sports and things, but it takes up time when I could be doing other things. Although yesterday I had loads of time, it was really good. I read half a chapter of my book. I got 3 videos made and edited and put up, and I went to the art exhibition. I got a lot done. Some days I can be very productive, it just depends. I don't know if it depends on me, it can do, on my sort of attitude on that day and my sort of get up and go, but it can also depend on what everyone else is doing, because trying to decide what colour to do this line, and I think I'll do it the same as the surround on here. So although I haven't done the surrounds on any of these, but this one seems a bit different, that it just belongs to this, whereas this sort of belongs to the whole page. So I'm having a little think now that I might do it in the dark brown. I think I was considering black, but I think dark brown's a bit warmer and it'll still match lots of things. I don't think I've used it very much. Lots of reasonings. So yeah, on days when husband's at work, then I tend not to start recording until he's left, and that delays me somewhat. And then, although there are lots of other things I can be doing while I'm waiting, I sort of don't, which is probably my fault, and so I don't get quite as much done. This is just intense layering, really. I just want a nice thick line. So I'm going over and over the bits that I've done a little bit to try and layer it up. But I don't know, I'm up early on a weekday as well, but I don't understand it really. But anyway, I've decided to sort of set myself a goal of doing, you know, if I can do 2 videos a day, then that's what I release. Then I will always stay on top of what I'm doing. But I know that on the 7th of September, for example, which this would have gone by now when you're watching this, but it doesn't matter. I've got the people coming to do my bathroom, so that will, I think they're coming in the afternoon though, so I should be able to still hit my target. On the 5th of September I'm out all day because my son's got his driving theory test, and we're going to go with him to the town where it is, because it's where my parents live, and we'll all, me and my other son as well, 3 of us will go over, and I'll drop him off at the place so he knows where to go, and then he'll meet me back at my parents' house after. I've got to organise that with him because I haven't. I can do that tomorrow on Skype. So yeah, that day I will not get any done, so I'll need to see if I can do a few extra to get a little bit ahead maybe. There are pros and cons of being ahead, because if I suddenly get sent something that I need to do, a flip through of or a review or whatever, then I haven't got the I haven't got any space in my schedule for it, because I've done lots of recording. But it's nice to know that it's done and I don't have to think about it as well. Not in a, it sounds a bit negative, it's not really. I'm just going to find my cypress tree colour. Here it is, because now I finished this block, it doesn't look very neat. So I'm going to sharpen it and I'm going to try and make it more intense in those spaces. I really want to sort of block it out to look really thick. And it is quite a different colour to our sort of viney, leafy bit, so it will still, that will still show up okay. I also think it's nice being ahead, because if I have a day when I suddenly can't do it, if something crops up, or if I'm not feeling well, which is rare but happens, I can have a time not doing it and it's all fine, you know. So I'm just the sort of person as well who likes to have things done early, you know. I remember my mum having some counselling once for some reason. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And she was told that the fact that she's likes to be organised and early for things was a bad thing, whereas I've always thought it's fine. I don't know, I mean, it means you worry if you're not organised and early, but just be so, just be organised and early and you don't worry. That's what I think. Now, I've been going on for quite a while and we haven't done very much. So this is definitely not just going to be one video, but I thought we'd do a little bit more down here. I'm going to use the apple green for some of the leaves. That's a delivery. I don't know if you heard the doorbell there, but my husband's here, he can grab it. It's so I'm going to do these stems, and then on these try to just reduce it a bit towards the end. It's just some softener for our water softener. It's the softener salt. Husband's being very sensible, asking the chap if he can bring them inside, because they're really, really heavy. It makes it a lot easier, because then you can transport them one by one. Now let's decide what colour to do these little dots. I'm thinking a nice deep purpley colour. Let's go for the royal purple. That sounds very nice, doesn't it? Here he is. No, I'm lying. That's the rose lustre. Where's the royal purple? So that one. Yeah, here he is. Royal purple. Just going to give it a sharpen. There we go. And do all of these little circles. I want to try and make sure they do show up, because they're quite small, and that's why I've chosen a colour which is quite different and dark. Different to the background, I mean, and dark, intense. So it will work nicely. Oh, he's putting them away in the cupboard, I can hear him. What a good chap he is. He's getting more helpful. I did have a bit of a talk to him. about it when he, you know, after he started working only 3 days a week. You know, do a little bit more. There we go. Now these leaves, they're quite interesting, aren't they? Got different tufts and different leaves. I think I'm just going to do a mix of different colours. Here is the avocado. And I'm going to do the leaves that have this sort of stripy pattern. I'll show you on this one down here. So what I'm going to do here is make it darker at the bottom and then less towards that line. Can you see that line? And then on this line dark and then less up here. And I'm just going to do the same thing all the way up. And work our way up. Oh, I am thirsty. I had some crisps, potato chips crisps with my lunch. Salty. I'm really thirsty. I actually had some in a sandwich. Did you do that? Crisp sandwich? Nice. And same on this side. It's not something I do often, but the boys had what did they have? One of them had a pain au chocolat, and the other one had a chocolate brownie from the farmer's market. I thought, I can have a little something for change. There we go. Now these other leaves I'm going to do in some other greens. I just fancy using up some different colours. This is Jungle Light. I'm going to sharpen it and I'm going to use it for those sort of strands that look like grass. Let's keep sharpening. Still blunt, there we go. So here again I'm going to sort of fade up towards the tip a bit. It's got more intense colour at the bottom. You could use a darker colour at the bottom to really show that intensity, but I think it's fine like this because I want to use my other colours. I've got a lot of greenery on this page, so I feel like I want to spread it around a little bit. There we go. Now I've got two little leaves down here. I'm going to stick with this colour because I don't want to do a different colour here and it not sort of match there. Maybe I'm being a bit fussy because it isn't a symmetrical picture. But here, dark along this centre and then less towards the edge. And then up from the bottom. Like that. And then we're going to try and do the same on this one. It's a little bit small and fiddly. You could just fill it in without worrying about this sort of pattern if that's a bit easier for you. There we go. I just think it's a little bit different. Let's have a look. Come out a little bit. Now I think I might want to do my background a little bit more intensely once I've done the rest of the page, but I'm not going to decide yet. I'm going to do all the rest first, and I may just go over it a little bit. I can't even remember what colour I did, but I will remember. So that is that so far. So we've got a bit of yellow and a bit of pinky purple. We haven't done any of the rest. I'm going to do a mix of colours, as I said. So we'll come back tomorrow when we do some more on it. Well, we'll finish it, I think. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll see anyway. But thank you for watching today. I hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.